In your body, there's trillions and trillions of cells, and their main job is to keep you alive. To keep you alive, they need to be communicating in one way or another. And the two main ways how cells of your body communicate is through the nervous system and endocrine system. The endocrine system is what we are going to be talking about now. Now, endocrine system consists of endocrine glands. As I told you several times, endocrine glands, or like almost any tissue in human body, can produce hormones. However, there's still something called endocrine system, and that's the endocrine glands that whose main job is to produce hormones, right? So, for example, when we talk about kidneys, the function that comes to mind is, let's say, ultrafiltration, creation of urine, and maintaining some homeostasis. And the hormonal function is somewhat in a background, right? It's like the main minor stuff that kidneys do. However, in the case of endocrine glands or endocrine system or the glands of the endocrine system, the hormonal activity is like the in the foreground, right? It's the main stuff they do. And so, if I were to sketch roughly how the endocrine system operates, it has some control center, right? Something that controls the activity of individual glands, that measures the levels of hormones and knows what hormones or what levels of certain hormones are necessary for proper function of the human body. And so at the top of the endocrine system, a structure called hypothalamus. It's hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is located in your forebrains, in the midline, somewhere here. Consists of evolutionary old neurons, and it does several things. It produces some hormones on its own, that's true, but arguably the more important stuff is that it senses the levels of certain hormones and then tells the other glands to produce those hormones. However, hypothalamus does not communicate directly with other endocrine glands. It communicates through the pituitary gland. So pituitary gland. Pituitary gland is a piece-shaped organ located just underneath the hypothalamus. Yeah, unpaired organ. Okay, and what it does, it takes the signals from the hypothalamus and produces hormones in response to it. And these hormones will then enter the bloodstream, the major bloodstream, and they will arrive to the terminal glands, right? Or the let's say walking glands of the endocrine system. Endocrine, or maybe I should say other endocrine glands, because pituitary really is an endocrine gland. Other endocrine gland. And then these endocrine glands like adrenals, pancreas, or islets of Langerhans in the pancreas, thyroid, parathyroid, they will produce their own finite hormones. And then these hormones, which really are chemicals with some signaling function, they will produce some end effect. Some effect, something that you wanna cause, wanna do. Okay. So this is the hierarchy of the endocrine system, Also, one very notable thing that happens is something called feedback, right? So, as I said, the hypothalamus is capable of sensing levels of hormones in the blood, and then, depending on the levels of these hormones in the blood, it will tell the pituitary produce more uh, hormones or produce less hormones. And then this will trickle down through the whole endocrine system, right? So let's say if you were not producing enough, I don't know, testosterone, hypothalamus would sense that there's less of testosterone. It would tell the pituitary gland to start producing luteinizing hormone, and then that luteinizing hormone would reach testes, and testes would be more stimulated to produce this testosterone, and then the levels of testosterone would reach normal. Okay, so this could be considered like a general sketch of the endocrine system. Also, hypothalamus is function not only based on the levels of hormones in the blood, but also functions on, let's say, some CNS stimuli, right? So depending on how, if you have any psychological or physical stress, hypothalamus will appropriately react. So let's say if you are children and you have malnutrition, which means that you are not properly fed, the hypothalamus might decide that it's not a good time for puberty, and it will delay the production of gonad stimulating hormones, and that will postpone your puberty. So hypothalamus is also capable of sensing, let's say, your nutritional status, right? The same will happen if you are under some psychological stress. So maybe if your family is not working properly, if maybe your parents are divorced, the time of the onset of puberty may also change, right? In this case, in girls, the puberty starts sooner if the parents are divorced, right? Or to be more precise, in girls, the puberty starts sooner if there's no father figure in the household, right? So you really have many other stimuli to the hypothalamus. And then hypothalamus processes all these stimuli, and according to these stimuli, it makes the pituitary gland and other endocrine glands produce their own hormones.